All right, cyber traders, we are back this Tuesday afternoon, September 20th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome on back to our afternoon meeting. Now good to go on social media, Facebook Live, YouTube. Had a couple of issues from Friday last week into yesterday, so great to see everybody alike, not just all of us inside the live trading room, like we have Grant and Johannes and Chuck. I'll tell you what, it's a little slow out there right now, as was the case from this morning. Expectedly so, with the Fed decision coming out tomorrow afternoon. We know these days aren't the best days to day trade, folks, right? So, with that, great to see Ron and Alex and Henry. Great to see all of us back on social media, like I said before, Facebook Live, YouTube. So, AMPX was moving up just a moment ago, and I guess you could say it's still kind of holding strong to a degree. But when this was moving up as much as it was from the early to mid afternoon, I personally caught this late on my scanner. So, when you're catching a stock late, you're more reluctant to jump in. All right, that's normal. Well, for as much as this is moving up, where should we expect to see resistance? Coming off our Traders Talk workshop, which we conducted inside our live trading room earlier this morning. Well, we ended up just going over, what to watch for out of historical levels. Well, there's not much history to work with on this stock. It's a brand new IPO back from a few days ago, even. So I ended up going back and let's see if I could do it here. I hope my charts didn't reset on me. There we go. We're good. Starting to make a push back up again. So we'll focus on this trade coming up in just a moment. But listen, I don't have level 4 open for this stock from, 2, 3, 4 days ago. So I'm just trying to find a strong prior support level that could potentially act as a now resistance. And I was looking right over here, right around 1371-ish. That's what I wrote inside the trading room at 2:12 Eastern time. So for as much as it ran up, it didn't completely hit its head right there and tank. It actually broke up towards 14, whole number level at 14. But if I put a line at this damn 1371 right now, folks, are you kidding me? Look at that. Are you kidding me with that? So it ended up actually hitting it at first. It broke above it to hit 14, but just like right now live, ended up moving right back on up to that same exact price. And this time now an even bigger shakedown. Got to be careful here on this trade, folks, for the AMPX stock. Listen, it's volatile enough. It's trading enough volume right now. But after this last shake, it really needs to build support from around here, not just right here at 1230. It might drop down under and then back over from 12, and we'll see where it goes from that point. So AMPX, at least it's volatile enough. We'll put this on our list. Just don't get caught catching the falling knife. All right. I'll tell you what, you could probably say the same thing on NRBO. This thing looks like a mess right now, actually. From the morning, we had called it out when it was running up, but like from the morning session, like it has currently, it's on really thin volume, big spread. It's like almost untradeable to a great level. So, this thing made a big pop for us from beginning to mid of last week. And for what it's worth, dumped all the way back down. You're seeing a small second win type of move from the morning. But again, don't get caught trying to catch the falling knife here on a trade like this. Held at 24. If it breaks below here, we could easily see 20 again or well below 20 at some point today. All right, we'll go from top to bottom now because I'll tell you, just to put it quite bluntly, with the Fed meeting concluding tomorrow, there has been really not much of anything. A couple here and there. MGAM a moment ago, which I'll talk about. I just took a quick in and out, but I did waste the second half of that trade. Well, AMPX we just had a moment ago. Now, VRAX here, this was from pre-market, right? So this was the best looker out of everything that was on the morning watch list heading into the open. But it ended up just making this like really choppy move across the morning, ended up making lower highs, pulling back. And even right now, it's just kind of in no man's land. It's still kind of just in that range. So is it possible for this to finally snap out and become a much better day trade for us here? I mean, certainly it's possible. I'll come back to this at the tail end if I need to. I'm not fully committed to this VRAX just yet. It looks ugly. So if it ends up showing a lot more signs of life going up, then by the end of this meeting, I'll reconsider. All right, we keep it going. We keep it moving. We'll just jump ahead to MGAM here. So I ended up jumping in this trade just a moment ago, a little bit earlier. I was on a coaching call with one of our students, David, at 1 o'clock. And at the time, we were going over just a few different things. It was really slow out there then. So he actually brought to me MGAM and said, hey, can you just like kind of provide some analysis on this trade from the morning? And, I turned over to it. I kind of stopped myself in my tracks because, we went over the morning move, but it was actually like at a decent time to consider an entry. So it took a little bit longer, but I made that call out inside the trading room for all of us there right now, like Alex and Johannes and Jeffrey and Leda. You could scroll up right now yourself, right around 1:45 Eastern time. I said MGAM, David and I are looking at the VWAP right at 302 as resistance. So, folks, if my best entries to buy a stock are directly after it breaks through a big level on the way up, and if the VWAP is a big level, just to say, it ended up sneaking above 302 here, leading to a nice squeeze. I ended up taking half my position out right at 320 as it was beginning to make this pullback here. Wanted to lock in some profit. Now, I ended up wasting the second half of this trade because I was expecting support to hold a lot better than it actually did here. Failed to hold any support. So as it shook back down prior to this meeting started, I ended up bailing out on the second half of my position, almost break even. I made 3 cents on the second half, but that's not much considering what I was looking for. It made a nasty shake back down. What's interesting about this trade here that I was looking at before the meeting started, let's see if I could draw the trend line here pretty quickly. It's going to have to be a quick one. Let's see if I could do it. What time is it even off of? It was from prior to 8 o'clock, so it had to have been this guy here, stretching all the way through. There we go. So let's just say off the highs across the day, it broke out of that trend line, acting as resistance. And right here, I was expecting a hell of a lot better support to hold. It made a nasty shakedown, which took me out on the second half of my position. I made a tiny amount, but whatever. The better exit was off of 320 on the first half of the position. So it actually snapped back above the trend line here. Is there a chance for another squeeze back up? Hey, I hope so. But, I'm not fully committed to this either so far. I'm going to put this on the side list alongside the VRAX trade. We'll come back to both of these at the end. If they look good, we'll add them. If not, we'll pass. Meds. Geez, I could probably say the same thing on this one too. This one's a little slower, but this was much more of a tease from the morning session. This teased the crap out of us early on today. Ended up popping after, or right when Fausto started the morning meeting, then popped after the open, but it held the VWAP and tried to run up off it, and then from there collapsed. It ended up failing to make that run off the VWAP, so it ended up pulling back. So for right now, it's kind of right back there, right around 136, 137-ish. Again, I don't have a great thrill to put this on our watch list just yet, and this one more than the others even. So, we'll come back to it if we need to. Blue, man, this blue stock is almost like running with UVXY, and I don't mean that literally, so don't take that as real advice. I mean that in the sense of, for the days that this stock in particular is up on the gainers list, up 5, 6, 8%, more often than not, it's tanked when the market opened up, and it's provided as a better short those days than a long. On days where the markets ended up dropping off like today, I'm just saying that as a joke more than anything, but with the markets tanking today, blue, right on up. It's throwing me for a loop here, this blue stock. Hey, it's really tradable in the sense of liquidity and volume, all that stuff. But right now, I just feel like it's a little exhausted right now, albeit holding over support still. But it seems like it's making lower highs and dragging down to that support level again. So not fully committed to this just yet. The only stock I have on our main watch list, just because it was extremely volatile, was the AMPX. But, that wasn't even looking too great coming off that nasty shake. So there really isn't a whole lot that I'm too thrilled to follow, at least right now. And that's okay. That's all right. But right now, this is usually where we get a pretty good grip for what will move heading into the close. So, just probably just trading a little lighter here on a day like today. I will say, just from the corner of my eye, just on my other screen here, the MGAM is popping back up. So if anything, let's just get back to that while we're talking. MGAM, it is inching back up a little bit more now, right off that trend line there, at now finally holding a support. Moving up without me in it, at least. But MGAM, we're going to promote this, put this on the main watch list at this stage, of course. Looking at it a lot better now. All right. Hopefully we finish up soon so I can get my hands on this trade. So let's see what else we could add to our watch list here, folks. Again, market obviously on the way down. Probably not going to find a whole lot on the gainer side right now, right? Always like to say that on a day like today. Uh, no real familiar names, nothing trading great volume across the gainer side. CHNG, this might be a buyout. I don't know. Nope. I don't know what it is, but not looking too great. There goes the MGAM. Ah, man, this thing is exploding right now without me in it. Damn it. All right. Well, it's on the way up to that 350. I wrote in the trading room earlier today, or just like before the meeting started, just saying as a target. It would be a lovely target to have MGAM at 350. There you go. All right. If you're in this trade right now inside the live trading room, if you're Leda or Henry or Alex or Johannes, etc., if you're in this trade right now, just let me know. I'm going to jump over to the loser side here. Hey, we don't need to build up too big of a watch list when this is the one. The V retrade. Skip over that. That's garbage. And down 73%. Second day in a row, that thing is down 73%. PGY. I mean, this was down big in pre-market too, looking for a nice dead cat bounce, but tried to after the open and then came back down. It was trying to make that break over 3 and essentially broke above it. It came right back down under it. I ended up taking a 4-cent loss myself. And then from there, it was toast. So better to get out early than later on, right? It was a great setup, hopeful for a big short squeeze, dead cat bounce. And with that, ended up failing to really get it. So IntelliTrade, it actually is shortable on my platform, down like 26.5%. It's just got so much volume on the order book on the bid for it to cut through. At this stage now, how much more could you expect out of it? It's already down big. It's dropping off still, you could say, but it's a slow poke. Not looking for a penny on the trade, if anything, right? Or a couple pennies. Ford got crushed from early this morning up until right now, I should say. So, it's not down as much as the others, but it was down like 4 or 5% heading into the market open. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Dan, who told me about this last night in the after hours. I wasn't looking at my scanners at the time. He was coming back from his job, and he ended up telling me, hey, he follows Ford day to day, and Ford coming off of some news in regards to supply chain. And he told me right out the gate, he's like, this is definitely going to continue to drop off. Well, he was right. So shout out to him. It was a great short from right out the gate this morning. And from there, it's only been smooth sailing on the way down towards big level off of 13. So yeah, I'm definitely going to put this Ford trade as a short on our watch list right now. Looks phenomenal. As a short, at least. Wow, SHC, I actually skipped over this one. SHC from yesterday, if you folks recall. So I didn't even see this up until right now. So what happened today? This ended up dropping off really nicely. Took a little while for it to get going, of course, as you could see, but much like we ended up seeing yesterday afternoon, thing got clobbered, only continued to drop off again here today. So, man, hey, ended up leading to another nice short. Right now, though, it looks a little flat. I mean, maybe more now than before, like looking for a potential dead cat bounce here. But, you know, just a sideless stock right now. Otherwise, right now, I wish I just focused on this more from the morning, from the market open. If this was closer to the lows of the day, then I'd be more interested in it regardless. But right now, I mean, we'll keep this on the side, this SHC. I'll definitely be more mindful to check it out tomorrow morning. AMRS dropping off. You could say it's a decent short, nice direction at the lows. Just want to see if there's anything looking even a little bit faster, perhaps. Open. So a couple more familiar names here, like Fubo. Kind of same deal, like a little slow. Nice trend, good direction, right? Liquid. All right, folks, there's probably a lot more that's down. So let me know if there's anything else that looks good, up, down, left, right, more than that 5% that I typically look for myself. Got that MGAM. That thing is still smooth sailing or, still pushing up pretty well. It's got to really break over that 350 resistance. Right now, there's like a 22,000 share iceberg order on that trade. All right, let me jump to Benzinga Pro here pretty quickly, see if there's anything from that side. You got the NRBO, which I'm not too thrilled about right now. That's just kind of flat, and that's just really untradeable with the liquidity there on the book. So MGAM is all right. Let's go back to VRAX, VRAX. It's still kind of like teasing us for a potential move, but it doesn't look too great right now, so we'll pass on this. And then the meds trade, you could say the same thing. Right now, not a whole lot happening just yet. You want it to break over the VWAP on this trade, if anything. It's a sideless stock right now. Not a whole lot happening on it here. All right, I got nothing from YouTube, nothing from the trading room. I'll tell you what, expectedly so, because really the market hasn't done a whole lot today aside from just drop off. Actually, as I'm talking right now, tiny little squeak back up on the SPY on the last 5-minute bar, but we'll see how long that lasts, right? Aside from that, though, I'll tell you, we got Ford, we got the MGAM, which is awesome right now, and AMPX will be a little, delicate on, a little careful here. Like I'd said, wouldn't shock me to see this break under and then back over 12. Well, it's still kind of chopping around that 12 level. Let it prove itself out to be a major support level for you on this trade, if anything. Skip asking about Putin doing a speech. That I'm unfamiliar with. I don't dip my hand into the politics pool too much. So I probably should when it comes to the market, right? Because obviously the market will react. We'll see what happens tomorrow when Powell does his press conference coming off the Fed meeting. Got a little competition with tomorrow's afternoon meeting, but I didn't know Putin was doing a speech. So, we'll see more about that at least once we finish up this meeting. Skip, I'll look more into that. All right, folks, I think that's going to wrap it up for me here. At least good to be back on social media for you folks on Facebook Live and YouTube. If you're interested in learning more about what we offer and do here at Cyber Trading University, just go right down to the link on the yellow banner below of the stream right there to join for a small trial to our live trading room. If you have any questions prior to that, or even as you're continuing to go through these meetings, feel more than free to email myself. I always like to post my email here at the end of the streams, josh@c2trading.com. Of course, for all of our students and members alike inside the Cyber Group room, you folks know any questions that you have, you're just a private chat away, from asking. And otherwise, we concluded our Traders Talk workshop earlier this morning, so the recording of that should be on the student portal, the student dashboard, by the end of the day today. All right, folks, I look forward to it. I'm going to jump onto a coaching call here at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully, I catch a nice trade on the MGAM. It's breaking over 350 right now as we speak. All right, folks, I'll talk to you all soon. Take care.
Become a Cyber Group member today. Just click the link below and receive all these amazing products and a world of knowledge for just $9. Do it today.